remember adding half of these books, hey? What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal and this is Bond Book Reviews, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of updating my Goodreads want to read list. Now, if you missed the first part, I will have it linked down below and also in the cards above so you can go check it out. But I had over 800 books on my want to read list, and I realized that there was probably things on there that I was no longer interested in or just didn't need to be on my list anymore. So I've also gone ahead and created 2 shelves on my Goodreads, which is a to buy and a to borrow list as well. So if the book is remaining on my want to read list and I don't currently own it, I'm either putting it in my to buy or my to borrow list. So it's something that I want to own and have on my physical TBR shelf, or just something I'm interested in reading but I could probably borrow from my library. Do have Addie sleeping on me at the moment. We'll see how long she lasts until she cracks it, but hopefully we'll be able to get through this whole thing before she does. Now, last time we did this, we got to book 390, I believe, if I recall correctly, which was the halfway point at that time, but I think we've got a little bit less than that on the list now, so we're probably a little bit under half now, or over half, I don't know. Anyway, so we're starting from book 390. I've probably added a few extra things on here which have changed the order of these things, but I have a feeling it's in the same order that it was in last time that I was on here, so we're just going to hope and pray that works. So obviously if it's already on my shelf, like say this one here currently on my shelf, we're just going to move straight past it because it's already on my shelf. I don't need to worry about it. We are looking at the ones that are the to read only, which means that they are books that I would like to read but I don't currently own. And then all we're doing is adding them either to our, adding them to our to borrow or to buy section. So Once a Future Witches, I've heard nothing but good things about. I definitely want to own a copy of this. This is definitely something that interests me. I'm not a huge witch book fan, but this one apparently I'm gonna love. So I'm gonna add that in my to buy list. I absolutely love Kate Quinn, so we're also gonna add this new one of hers to my to buy shelf as well. Can't take that away. I think I saw this on someone's haul or a LGBTQ recommendation. I feel like I am moving away from contemporary kind of stories like this in terms of wanting to own them. I feel that I buy them and then they sit on my shelf for far too long. So this one is going to end up in the to borrow section, I think. I think I Love You was also much the same, but let's have a look because I can't recall exactly what that one is about. Yes, it was a female-female romance, I believe. Yeah, so again, it is very much that contemporary romance. Like, I love reading these, but I just don't feel that I should buy them because then they sit on my shelf for far too long. I'm more likely to read this if I borrow it and then I have like a time limit on when I've got to read it before I need to return it. In the Ravenous Dark, I think is a fantasy if I recall. I think I added it to this list just because of the surrounding hype on Bookstagram, but it does follow a pansexual blood mage. Oh, okay. That does sound more up my alley. I mean, it sounds kind of horror fantasy. Let's see if anyone I know. So Erin's read it and given it 3 stars, or 2.5. And this is kind of her alley, like this spooky kind of stories. So if she didn't really like it, maybe I should take it off my list. I don't know. No one else that I kind of trust has read it. And it does have less than a 4-star Goodreads rating, which isn't always like the be all or end all, but maybe I might just remove that one from the list. We need to be harsh. I already have like 400 books on my owned TBR that I need to worry about, let alone an additional 400 of want to reads. Seeing Me Forgotten, I don't even remember what this is about. So Blue is a Australian bookstagrammer and she is the most honest and brutal person ever. And whenever she trashes a book, I know that I'm also not going to like it because her and I have very similar reading tastes. So I think I'm just going to get that one off my list. Library of the Dead, don't even remember adding it. And I don't want to start any more series, so I'm just not even going to be tempted by it. Again, if I remove any of these from my list and you are like, Crystal, you're crazy, you need to add that back on because you think it's right up my alley, or it was a 5-star read for you, let me know in the comments down below. Hamnet, everybody talked about. It was very much I'm adding this just because everyone is talking about it, kind of FOMO ad. I mean, I do like historical fiction. Jess and Nick both gave it 5 stars, which are people that I very much trust. But it focuses on Agnes, William Shakespeare's wife. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's up my alley. I think I am going to say no to that one. Invisible Monsters. I don't even remember adding half of these books, hey. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, nope. I'm going to keep that one on there. I am going to put that on the to borrow list. Iron Raven, this is just me trying to collect all of Julie Kagawa's books because I have most of her other series, so I'm going to put that on the to read. The Hunger. Yeah, I'm over witchy books. We're going to get rid of this one. I'm being very, very harsh. You're very heavy, miss. We had her weighed today and she's put on a lot of weight. The Heart Principle, I DNF'd this series, so it is going. Better Together by Christine Rico. This is definitely one that was on my want to read list. It was on one of my RTHF lists, so I definitely want to put that on the to buy. And same with We Can't Keep Meeting Like This, but I want to borrow because it's that kind of like contemporary romancy side of things. However, Blood Like Magic is a fantasy that sounded like right up my alley, so I'm going to put that on the to buy. Same with For the Wolf. That is a Red Riding Hood retelling, so yes. The Ghosts We Keep, I've heard nothing but amazing things about. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. I feel like this is one that I'm either going to love or hate, so I kind of want to borrow it to start with, and if I love it, I will purchase a copy. But for now, I'm just going to borrow it. Radio Girls, I added when I was looking at a whole bunch of historical fiction stuff, but having a look into it a bit further, I think I can let that one go. Oh my god, I'm so excited for PAX number 2. I definitely want to own a copy of that. That is a to buy. Hi. Soul Eater I need to buy because it's one in a series that I don't own. Darling is a Peter Pan retelling, which I've done a couple of lately. I did a like dark romance Peter Pan retelling, which I wasn't a huge fan of. And then I did another Peter Pan retelling, which was the Into the Woods, I think it was. And both of them were like really low 2 or 3 star reads for me. So I think I'm just going to get rid of this one because I feel like Peter Pan retellings are almost ruined for me because I've had like a really bad time. I like Riley Sager books, but I usually just get them on my Kindle, so I'll just put that on the to borrow. The Family Tree sounded like an amazing thriller. If you have not looked into that, then do so if you're a thriller fan. And if you are a thriller fan, let me know what you think because it sounded amazing, so I definitely would like to buy that. I love thrillers. Samantha Downing, I haven't read any of hers, but For Your Own Good apparently is great, but I'm hesitant, so I'm going to put that in the to borrow list. Love, a Red Riding Hood retelling. Definitely want to buy that. I need to borrow this purely because I don't own the rest of the series. I do want to read it because I enjoyed the last 3 books in the series, but there's no point for me to own it. Another one of those romance books that I want to read but don't really want to own. This one sounds like one I'm going to love. It's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, I think it is. And I love a good fantasy retelling. I tend to want to own them, so yeah. The Rehearsals was a second chance romance, or like forced proximity romance, I think it was. So again, I want to read, but not like wanting to own. Same with The Man Ban. These are all like, love to get to them, but they're low on my priority list. You and Me at the End of the World, I think is a LGBTQ romance. A very sad twist. Oh, that's right, it was post-apocalyptic. But I totally retract my statement. It is not LGBTQ. It is sci-fi, dystopian. But does sound up my alley, but don't want to own it. I'm happy to borrow it. Foretold, don't even remember what this one is about. I think I can get rid of that one. I'm just trying to minimize how many new series I'm starting. I'm being picky with my series. Grimrose Girls, I definitely want to own. Phantom Heart, I am happy to borrow just because I've heard mixed things about it. Highland Fling, Oh my god, I am so excited to read this. I keep forgetting that it is on my Kindle. The Woods Where I Was Watching is a companion novel to her other thriller, and I think I'm going to read neither, so I can get rid of that. Moth, I definitely want to own. Same with Forestborn. The Love Song, I think I can get rid of. It sounded like a cute little romancy kind of fake dating story, but I think I've kind of moved past that kind. I need something with a little bit more fire in it. A lot of these were added when I was doing my RTHF lists, or when I was doing genre recommendations with the podcast, and I needed to find like 4 books to talk about, and so some of them were added for that reason, not because I was actually over the top excited for them. I am still yet to read a B.A. Paris book. I recently hauled The Dilemma by her, but have not read it. So, I mean, I'll put it on the to-buy list because I tend to want to collect authors. It's like my thing. So I tend to try and collect all the books by one author and then never read them. These Hollow Vows sounds very much like a YA romance that I probably need to just not bother with. But I do want to read it, but do I want to own it? I don't know. I think I'm going to put it in the to borrow for now. If you think that I should change my mind and add it to my fantasy collection, let me know and I will look into it further. But for now, no. A Dragonbird in the Fern I added purely because of the cover. I feel like I need to borrow it first. Same with The Endless Skies. Forest of Vanishing Stars was a historical fiction that sounds like right up my alley. I definitely want to buy a copy of that. And same with Radar Girls, because I have read another Sarah Ackerman and really enjoyed her writing. So I definitely think it's safe for me to purchase this one. Goodbye. Foreshore Orphan by Kelly Rimmer. Definitely want to buy that. Kelly Rimmer is an Australian author, and I read her other book, Truths I Never Told You, and loved it. It was 5 stars. So definitely want to read this one. I hear that it's even better. So same with Sister Song. It just sounds like what I'm interested in. So I want to buy that one. Oh, tell us how you really feel. Do you want to buy it too? No? You just want to sleep. Woman of Intelligence. I love this cover. This cover is stunning. But I feel like I need to get rid of the book because I feel like it's going to be really slow paced. I had to look at a couple of people's thoughts on it, and yeah. Troy we can get rid of. Same with The Last Debutantes. Bye. I am seeing so many books on here that like I don't even remember adding, but now I'm looking back and being like, why have I not purchased this yet? Girls in the Attic. Man, I went on a historical fiction kick. Sweeping story of blind faith, family allegiance, and how love makes one man question everything he thought he knew. Yeah, no thank you for me. You tell him, Addie, you tell him. The Dead Girls, this sounded so fun. So fun. I don't know if you've looked into this, but the cover was really stunning. And then it sounds just, it's like a cozy mystery, but in historical 1920s Harlem. And our main character is a black woman. So yes, I definitely want to read and purchase that to buy. I'm curious if other people I know have read it and what they thought of it. I don't really know if I have a similar reading taste to Melissa, so I don't know if I can trust that. And everyone else just put it as to read. So we'll give it a shot. I feel like I'll have a good time. Showgirl, I'm going to get rid of. So there's like different kinds of historical fictions, obviously. So the Showgirl was more that like, I don't know, prissy, high-end girl going through something in the historical world. And then things like The War Nurse, I love because it's like wartime struggles. I don't know why, but I feel like if I'm going to read a historical fiction, I want it to like break my heart. This was a graphic novel that I saw, I think Maddie from Book Browsing Blog talk about. I tend to not buy graphic novels just because of how expensive they are in Australia, so that's going to go in there to borrow. I want to read 11/22/63, but after purchasing The Stand and suffering through that, I feel like I cannot purchase another Stephen King book. Like, I just can't. The Raven Boys, I've been told I will like it, but I just can't invest in it. I feel like I need to borrow it. Discovery of Witches, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say no to that one. I feel like it's just, witches and I are just not a thing at the moment, and I need to be strict on this list because it's too long already. Look at this, we're already down to 781. Look at us go. Heart and Soul, I want to buy 100%. This is for fans of K-dramas. Apparently, it's like the romance for K-drama lovers. As Good as Dead, I definitely want to read, but I don't own the rest of the series, so that is a to borrow. Gilded, I want to read, but I don't want to own. Maidens, ooh. I want my time back. Reprieve, don't even know what it's about. I'm just going to start being harsh and get rid of anything I don't remember, because I clearly was not that interested. Otherwise, I would have remembered what it was about, why it interested me in the first place. Corrupts by Penelope Douglas is a to borrow. I'm going to get that from KU. Same with Credence and The Bone Witch. And Flock. This is obviously I'm going through KU and seeing all these books I'm interested in stage of my life. Dial A for Aunties. So many people raved about this, and then I just think I'm not going to like it, so I'm going to get rid of it. Push is a thriller that my trusty thriller friend over on Bookstagram said that I would love, so I am going to put that on the to buy. City of Thorns, we are going to borrow. Thank you, KU. Oh my god, if you don't have KU and you want to read books like this, get KU. It's amazing. Rogue Princess, don't even remember what it's about, and it's got less than 4. We're going to say goodbye. The Dating Dilemma, I love Mariah Ankenman. I can never pronounce it. I'm so sorry. She is on Instagram. She's really funny. She's a self-pub author, and I purchased her first one and really enjoyed it. Fireman romance, super funny. So yes, definitely want to get book 2. Set on You. Oh my god, I want to buy this. This sounds amazing. I saw this like 6 months, probably longer, before it was due to come out, and I've been waiting, like patiently waiting for this to be ready to read. Hey, Miss Grunty Grunt, Mommy's trying to film. Would you please be quiet? Thank you. You're very cute. We love you, but shh. Show everyone how cute you are. Yes. Now we go back to film. Shh. Happily Letter After. I definitely want to read, but I don't need to own it. Gunmetal Gods. Don't even remember what it's about. Oh, but it does have a pretty good reading. Let's have a look at it. It looks like a fantasy. They took his daughter, so Micah comes down to take their kingdom. Whew! 50,000 gun-toting paladins marched behind him, all baptized in angel blood, thirsty to burn unbelievers. Holy cow. I don't even remember reading this description. But it is giving me Empire of the Vampire vibes in terms of like how brutal it sounds. So we're going to keep that on there, and I'm going to purchase a copy of that, I think. Oops, wrong one. Oh, edit. Why won't you let me edit it? Fine, it can stay on to borrow. Kristen Hannah, we are going to buy anything from her. Codename Verity, I've heard amazing things. We want to buy that. It is rainy and cold here today. Absolutely terrible. So I've had to pull out the ring light, which just shows off how tired I am. So, but this is what happens. If you want content from a newborn mother, you get me looking like this. With the baby sleeping on me and my eyes looking like shit with no makeup on and a messy bum. So ideally, I would love to get this list to like 600. I feel like that would be a really good amount because, oh my god, we're done. 777 and we're done. That's not too bad. Ideally, I would love to get it to like 600 because then there's like my currently own. Oh no, because I think if you look at my, so if we add my Audible TBR, which is 48, and my bookshelf TBR, which is 419, with my Kindle TBR, which is 94, and my Libro FM TBR, which is 27, plus my net galleys, we get 594. So if we minus 777, 594 from 777, that means there's 183 books that I currently want to read that I don't currently own, which is not too bad. I'll take 183. So we have 183 books that I want to get. And they're a pretty even split between what I want to borrow and what I want to buy. Now, my to-buy list I could probably be a little bit more harsh on, but I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. Most of these are on my wish list. Not all of them have been transferred over, but yeah. So there you have it, guys. That is my Goodreads TBR updated as of the 6th of July 2022, ready for my birthday coming up in August. So my want to read list is now up to date. I have 776 books that I want to read. Of those, 419 are currently on my physical shelf. My goal for the end of the year was to get this 419 down to 350. Can I do it? We shall see, especially considering my Goodreads goal was 100 and I've already read 52. So even if I read only from my bookshelf TBR for the rest of the year and didn't purchase any more books, I still wouldn't get this down to the 350 I wanted to get it down to. But you know what? A girl can try. So anyways, thank you so much for stopping by to help me update my Goodreads part 2. Make sure you go check out part 1 if you haven't already. Subscribe if you also haven't, because I'd love to have you around to join the fam. We are so close to 1K. And if you haven't already, make sure you go check out my other social media platforms. They're all linked down below. My Instagram, Twitter, as well as Goodreads. So thank you so much, guys. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.